Today I'm going to be talking about 10 reasons to buy a Subaru BRZ, Toyota 86, or Scion FRS. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, my name is Grayson McTaggart and I like making videos about cars, especially my Subaru BRZ right there. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, be sure to subscribe down below for more car content in this upcoming year. I know it's been a while since I've uploaded a video, but I've been saving and planning, and now I have an entire, basically year's worth of content and a lot of cool new things coming out. So be sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss any of the cool content that I'm going to be putting out. It's free to subscribe and you can always unsubscribe, and it just helps me out a lot. It kind of shows that you guys like what I'm putting out and that you're excited for what I'm going to be putting out in the future. With that said, let's get into the video. To start out, the first thing that I absolutely love about this car is the looks of this car. Honestly, some people don't like it. I personally absolutely love it. I think it kind of looks like a baby McLaren. I'm gonna get roasted in the comments for that one, but I absolutely love this car. I personally like the BRZ trim a little more than the Toyota 86 or the Scion FRS, just because the front bumper, in my opinion, looks better. That's really all that's changed between the cars. Everything else is pretty much the same other than the front bumper. The second thing about this car kind of relates to the first one, and it is the looks of the interior. I really like the exterior, but I also really like the interior. I like the interior of the BRZ just a little bit more than the 86. I've been in both of them. The BRZ just has some little touches that I like a little more than the 86. There's really cool things like the red stitching on the black interior, the Alcantara. I just think this is a higher quality interior. Again, they're very similar, so it's kind of just to pick your poison kind of thing. But that is the second thing that I really like about this car. The reason why I like this interior so much is for the price point in the car. It's a really high quality interior. They use really high quality materials, or at least what feels like high quality materials. And it's not that expensive of a car to buy. As compared to newer BMWs, like the base BMWs that are more money than this car, the interiors on those to me feel a little cheap just because of the material that they use. But this, in my opinion, feels like a true sports car. Everything is just so tailored to a point where it just feels really good to drive and it's really good to look at. The third thing that I really like about this car that a lot of people are going to disagree with me on is the engine. Now, if you don't know, the engine is a FA20 engine. That means it is a 4-cylinder, horizontally opposed engine, and that engine makes around 205 horsepower to the crank. Now, yes, that is not a lot of power, but I think it's perfect for this car. Again, it keeps the price low, which is absolutely amazing, and it gives you good fuel economy, and it's very upgradable and gives you a lot of room to kind of grow with the car and mod it if you decide to do that, while also keeping everything else in a good range. And for the price point, it's kind of a teenager's car. You don't want to give a teenager some insane amount of power. You want them to have good fuel economy and to have a reasonable amount of power to start out with. The next couple things that I really like about this car is not really things I can show you, just kind of things that I can tell you. Fourth thing that I really like is the fuel economy that it gets. I did mention that when I was talking about the engine. It gets pretty good fuel economy. I personally have it in a manual, and it gets, I think, I don't know, 20 in the city, me driving as a reckless teenager, and it gets around 30 to even 40 miles to the gallon on the highway, just because the manual, it's really easy to just kind of cruise and not burn a bunch of gas. That is really great, especially for a sports car kind of status. It really kind of helps you save on some of the costs. Instead of having some big V8 or something like that that just guzzles through gas and gets 8 miles to the gallon, 20 miles to 40 miles to the gallon is not bad at all. The fifth thing that I really like about this car is the price point. The price point is fairly low for a sports car. If you get one of these used, you can actually get them from $10,000, which is not bad considering they came out in 2013. And if you get them new, you can even get them for $30,000 or even $20,000, just depending on the dealership and what trim level you get. Now, there is a new BRZ coming out with a 2.4 liter engine. Now, I don't know too much about that. I'll probably make a whole nother video speculating and talking about that new car. So be on the lookout for that. Now, with that new car coming out, these older ones will probably drop in price a little bit, and you'll probably be able to pick them up for slightly cheaper if you wanted to get a slightly older model, which are still really cool cars. Now, the sixth thing I really like, or the sixth reason to buy this car, would be it's very upgradable. If you are looking to get into cars and to mod out cars and to kind of get into the car culture a little more, this is a great option. There are plenty of BRZ aftermarket parts, and there are plenty of used BRZs, and it's just really easy to work on. The engine is that 4-cylinder horizontally opposed engine. That there are a lot of turbo upgrades directly from just OEM parts like WRXs and stuff. There's so many exhaust parts, and there are a lot of high quality parts for this car, so it is a great option if you want to upgrade your car. The seventh thing that I really like about this car is actually the trunk space and storage space. For the size of the car, it is a small car. It has a lot of space, and actually the back seats fold down so you can fit a bunch in it. I've actually fit like, I don't know, I think it was like 4 or 5 duffel bags, like fully loaded, that were like, I don't know, the size of me in here. And so it's a pretty great option if you need to move stuff around. For anyone who's thinking, oh, I don't want to buy a BRZ or 86 or anything like that because it doesn't have enough room for me, actually it may have enough room for you. It can fit a lot of stuff. I've actually taken stuff home from IKEA in this thing. I've gone to IKEA, loaded it up with a bunch of stuff that I bought, and was able to make it home just fine. Again, it has a lot of storage space, which is a great benefit. Now the 8th thing and the 9th thing, I guess I'm gonna probably group together, so there may be technically 11 things, but I'm gonna kind of group these two together. And the reason is, it's because it's the drivetrain. The drivetrain in this car is absolutely amazing. I have a manual transmission, and it is so much fun. This is the car I actually learned manual on, and it has 50-50 weight distribution, which if you don't know what that means it's perfectly balanced at the center of the car, which means it handles really, really well. It has a low center of gravity, making it a great sports car, and it's front engine rear wheel drive, which again makes that really, really nice balance. So if you want to kind of have fun in the corners and kind of slide them a little bit, this is a perfect car for that. It actually has a traction control button that you just hold down, and it shuts off all traction control, and it becomes a really, really fun car. So if that's something that you're looking to getting into, have a fun track day, or just have some fun on the road, this is a great option. The 9th thing that I'm going to talk about on this car that I actually really like is actually not something on the car, it's something about the car that you kind of get with it whenever you get one, and it's that kind of BRZ 86 community that really comes with the car. Anyone who has one of these cars, they bought it because they absolutely love it, and that's something that you immediately have in common with them. And so whenever you see one on the road, you always kind of get some cool wave, or even at a car meet, everyone just kind of talks about everything that they do on their cars, and it's just such a great community around this car because it's such a great car. It does get a lot of hate for being slow, but again, it's kind of just about having fun with the car and being able to upgrade it if you want it to be fast, which is an option. The 10th and final thing that I'm going to say about this car is actually the exhaust. I absolutely love the exhaust on this car. Mine is personally not stock, but once you put an aftermarket exhaust on this car, it actually has a really nice sound. I know a lot of other cars like Hondas and I know some Nissans are very hard to get a nice pleasant sound to the ears whenever you put an aftermarket exhaust on it, just because the engine. But the Subaru 4-cylinder engines sound really, really nice whenever you put an aftermarket exhaust on it, and they're kind of known for having that Subi rumble if you put unequal length headers. If you don't know what I'm talking about and you don't really understand the lingo that I'm saying, just know that aftermarket exhausts on this car do sound really good, and I highly recommend them. I have an NVIDIA N1 Catback, and I did an install video, and so that'll be linked somewhere if you want to go watch that. And if you're curious on what it sounds like, I'm going to go ahead and start it up for you right now. That's gonna do it for this video. If you guys enjoyed, be sure to leave a like and comment down below. Leave a comment on what I should do next, or what you think I should do to the BRZ, or anything else that you just want to comment and say down below. I'll read them. I'll try to respond to as many as I can. And again, those likes and subscriptions really help me out. So if you like and subscribe, I can't thank you enough. And once we hit 1,000 subscribers, I have a lot of cool things that I want to show you guys, and a lot of cool projects that I'm going to be doing. Until we hit 1,000 subscribers, I'm just going to be uploading about once a week. So be sure to get that subscriber count up. And once we hit 1,000, I got a lot of surprises for you guys. So be sure to help me out and hit that subscribe button. That's going to do it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.